All right, welcome back to Add It to the List, the podcast where two friends are going through a list of movies that's never ending. Uh, I'm Larry, and this is.
Evelio.
And today we're going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ooh, that's going to be fun for the audio.
Yeah.
uh, it's I had not watched the original three Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the early '90s
or the second.
or the second Michael Bay movie. I had the only Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I'd watched was cartoons or the first Michael Bay movie. Whereas my friend over here,
Of
is,
course, I watched all of them. I watched them all. I watched them all.
and loved them.
I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Man, I guess I love everything we've talked about so far.
Yeah,
But yes, I do love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was excited for this day because I know particularly one you're gonna hate. But but just like I did on the other one, I want to hear what's your opinion. First, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
for me, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was good but kind of underwhelming
Uh huh.
because it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it and I'll watch it again, but it was quickly outshone by the second one because I really enjoyed the second one.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Yes, I mean the second one for me when you have oh man, I can't even remember their names because they always called them dumb and ugly, and then they're like,
Oh.
oh, which one's the ugly one?
Toga and Raza.
Yeah, Toga and Raza. They the addition of them to not just Shredder was way better. And I mean,
The fact that they're babies,
yes,
it makes it so much better.
yes, it's funny, and the fact that they're so strong and babies, it cracks me up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh well, how do we dispose of these? He's like, you can't kill them. They're just babies. They're living creatures.
Babies.
Yeah, and
They're babies. That was my favorite shit hearing
yeah,
it back in the day.
and then I mean, the first one was good. It was. I feel like the first one, it was just a lot of.
It was story development, which is funny because normally that's what you like.
I know, but I feel like normally movies get worse as they go on, and I feel like we'll talk about that a lot more in later episodes.
Yeah.
That movies generally get worse. Well, I mean, we talked about it last episode with the Batman series. That,
Progressively got worse, yes.
well, in your opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Batman and Robin was the worst, and I mean, I believe that that's true with a lot of movies, and that I don't know. God, the third one was god awful. I had to rewind a few times because I started nodding off. I think the third one, instead of taking me, um, the prerequisite like 2 hours to watch or hour and a half to watch, I think it took me like 4 hours to watch that one because I had to keep rewinding because I'd get distracted or find something else to do. I think I did quite a few word searches in that little time.
Well, I figured that's where you were going. You surprised me. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna say the first one was better, and then it got worse. But I'm happy because to me, yes,
Yeah.
uh, Secret of the Ooze by far is my favorite one.
Yes.
By far, and I'm talking about the original three, of course. We still haven't talked about the Michael Bay, which you probably already kind of know my opinion on that.
And I think I wholeheartedly agree with you.
But the first one, I can't understand why I can understand why you're saying it's underwhelming.
It's a bit slower. It's a
Yeah.
lot. I'll compare it to the new Godzilla movie, the
Mhm.
Godzilla that came out in 2015. Just Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people and less turtles than I wanted.
Yeah, and then the second one, it was like,
More turtles. It was
bam.
like King of Monsters.
Yeah,
It was like a lot more of what. It's a lot more of the namesake of the movie.
and then just having fun.
Yes.
To me, it was just a lot of them. Just what you want to see in a Turtles movie is them having fun, and not being so down and depressed.
Not so serious.
Yes. Which, don't get me wrong, the first one, I think, did it greatly. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that, like, it's not bad. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
I do agree. Part 3 is horrible. But again, I like it.
I mean, I did like part 3, but it's gonna be I'm gonna get
one and done kind of thing.
No, not even one and done. I'll rewatch it, but I doubt it's gonna be yearly.
I get you.
It's gonna be like I get off a whim. I'm gonna be like, man, I really want to watch the time travel TMNT movie. Because that's what I refer to it as, the time travel one.
Yeah.
Why they had to do that, I don't know.
Yeah, no one knows. I don't think no one will ever know.
There's so much material that you have in the comics and the cartoons.
Yes.
Like, why did you choose that?
Yeah. My favorite thing is, like, just the craziness of, like, April O'Neil transferring back, and then, like, with the record player, Walkman and all this other stuff. But I genuinely, it's nostalgia all over again. We're gonna keep bringing that up, but
yeah,
I watched these tapes. Literally, I think The Secret of the Ooze. I watched it so much that I broke the tape. I broke the tape. That. You know, and that's why I'm happy that you said that, because I there's nothing like...
We finally agree.
Yeah, finally agreeing on something. And the fact that, like, it's just something about the ending to that movie where they're having fun with getting them to eat the donuts.
Yes.
It's just so silly. And then the concert with the whole Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
And then not to mention Super Shredder. Which, by the way, do you know who Super Shredder is?
No.
He's played by Kevin Nash, the wrestler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's like...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it's like, once you know that, it's even cooler.
Shout out Mom. My mom loves Kevin Nash.
Really?
Yes.
it's like, once you find out all these, like, little gems, and then, when they're in the water, and they bust out, and they're like, if I said it once, I'll say it again. Yeah. Man, I love being a
turtle.
It's just, I don't know. It just brings me in. It brings me in the feels.
I'm not gonna lie. The only part I liked in the third one, the only thing I liked was Mikey trying to make a pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
in what I'm assuming is like Japan or China.
No,
I think it was Japan.
It's Japan.
You know, we don't know the time period, but
yeah,
you know, early Japan when you still have samurais and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and he's sitting here trying to make a pizza. And it looks like a Chicago deep dish.
And it was weird because it's like American settlers. Because it's like that I wholeheartedly agree. Just the plot doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And of all the things to choose from, you had so many options.
Yeah.
And you went with that.
Yeah, I know. And the worst part is you come off of the success and the dopeness that was The Secret of the Ooze. Right? Because they had so much potential to keep going with it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have kept going. Yeah. That and the costume changes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I noticed,
yeah.
I think I messaged you immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the movie looks way better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have the Blu-ray copy. You have the Blu-ray copy.
Yeah.
I watched it on the Blu-ray. I don't know if it's the transfer. I don't know if it was just poor quality when it was shot initially.
Oh, no, the VHS tape was garbage, too.
But the first two movies, they look grainy, even on the Blu-ray, on a 4K TV, you know. And then when you look at the third one, it looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was clear, no graininess, the colors were there. And then the Turtles came out, and I was like, whoa. Oh, they fucked up. They slimmed all of them down a ton, but they still had the same size head.
Yeah. It's
like, damn, it can't even go in its shell now.
Yeah. No, and oh, man.
And the funny one was Donnie, because Donnie's always the thinnest.
Yes.
And he just looks like a bobblehead. And I'm like, oh, what'd they do to you?
Now, do you know a little bit of trivia also? Because, again, Secret of the Ooze is my favorite. So I know a little bit of, like, of course, it's stupid nonsense trivia, but like the fact that, man, I forgot Kino, I think was his name, Ernie Reyes Jr., the kid that Raphael teams up with to join the Foot.
Yeah, Kino.
The reason why,
no,
I think it's Kino.
I think you're right,
and I think he went. He was in the turtle suit in the first movie, and they liked the way he did his martial arts so much. That they
really?
Yeah. And so, like, I think that also brings it to it. Now, another little thing of trivia, and I've been waiting to ask you this since you told me you watched it. Did you notice any difference from the first and the second in fighting styles for the turtles? There's a big difference from the first movie to the second movie, and I was trying to see if you would notice, but I didn't want to ask you.
I don't think
I
noticed.
Okay, in the first one, what do they use to fight?
Well, usually they're weapons.
They're weapons.
Yeah.
In the second movie,
well, it's mainly hand. Oh.
They were, because the first movie was considered more of an adult film.
So there was no weapons in the second one?
The second one, they made it kid friendly and no weapons were used. That's why when they're fighting in the mall shopping center thing, they're using like sausages and yo-yos and stuff like that.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you never would have noticed it until you watched it as many times as me.
That's a good point, because I mean, it seems like it'd be fairly easy to take out. What is it? Raza and what's the F1's name? The dog.
Toga, no?
Toga. Yeah, Toga. T, not F. Or maybe Toga's the snapping turtle.
It might be.
I don't know, but it seems like it would have been pretty easy for Leo and Raph to take those out. You know, you got dual katana.
No, they would take them out. They would take them out. They just could not use them while they were fighting. So they would take them out and like wave them.
Yeah.
But they would never actually use them.
Oh man, I can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's hard to notice, but dude,
because there was a lot more kicks in the second one, is what I noticed.
Yes.
Whereas you don't really see that with them in
Toka.
Toka?
Yeah, Toka and Razar.
Razar?
Yeah. And there's a lot more acrobatics and stuff like that.
Yes, lots of flipping.
Yeah, man, and one of my favorite scenes, and it's funny because I quote this on like a regular, and I'm pretty sure my wife gets annoyed by it. It's when Donatello acts like he's like that inflatable clown, and you know he goes yeah, and then he becomes an inflatable clown and he starts poking the foot soldier.
Yeah.
Anytime. Like, my wife asked me something, I'm like, yeah. And I've done it to a whole lot of people, but a lot of people don't get it. You know what I mean?
You've done it to me.
Yeah.
And now, I didn't know.
Yeah, now you know.
I still hadn't put it together.
Now you know. And it's because, man, I'm telling you, if that's literally... Just to say that I broke a VHS tape.
Yeah, that's...
From watching it. I love this movie. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely...
I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there, but a VHS tape that I broke as a kid was the first Land Before Time movie. And I know you haven't seen it.
No, never watched it.
One of the rare movies that you haven't seen.
Yeah, that's my list that I have to conquer.
Yeah, poor you, because there's 14 of those.
Yeah, I know you. I know. I own them.
You're welcome.
Yes. But definitely, for that to happen, you have to rewind this cassette over and over and over again.
It's just wear and tear.
Yeah, and that's how many times I watch this movie, and I love it. You put it on right now, I will watch. Matter of fact, my cousin Carlos comes over quite often, and he's like, I don't know what movie to watch, and I put it on every time. Oh, you don't know what you want to watch? I know what I want to watch. And I put it on.
Secret of the Ooze.
And it's just to the point where 1 and 2, I even told you when you called me and you were watching the first one.
Yeah.
I said, you gotta love that theme, right? Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. So 80s, early
Yes.
90s.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
It could have been a ringtone.
Yes. Oh, it was. It
I
was
imagine.
my ringtone back in the day. I legit downloaded it back in the day. I love this movie so much, so I'm happy that you agree. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I gotta say, part one though wasn't wasn't as bad as, like, even part one wasn't as bad as the Michael Bay. Now we gotta transfer to those, right?
And here's where we disagree.
Okay.
Because I love the Michael Bay ones.
No, I don't hate them. I want to say that I don't hate them, but when I first started hearing about Michael Bay making this movie, you got to understand this fool was trying to change it to the teenage alien Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
There were gonna be aliens.
Which
Already from there, you're already getting people like me that grew up watching the cartoon already angry.
yeah, from that point, it's no longer Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. You're just ripping off a cartoon.
Correct. And then, excuse me, and then you have what you see, but you didn't see that. But the original cut of this movie was, it's like one of those movies that I had the privilege of going to the press screening.
Yeah.
Because we snuck into it, me and one of my friends. So we snuck into watching the press screening, and one of the things is that this guy, you remember him?
Yeah.
Mill. He was actually supposed to be the Shredder.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's the reaction everybody gave. So they went and chopped it up. If you paid close attention, that's why Shredder, when he's in the suit, it's like all dark and gritty, because it was supposed to be that William Fichtner, the typical bad guy in most movies.
Yes, he's a bad guy in a lot.
A lot of movies, and he was supposed to be the Shredder. Now, by telling you that, doesn't that make you go like, ugh?
No, because what I saw, I liked.
Yeah.
And I liked that they got a lot of the Raph drama out in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that in the second movie, it was like the team drama. They were disputing kind of as a team. They all wanted different things, and they came together at the end. And I'm not going to lie, my Raph being scared to jump out of the plane in the second movie was one of my favorite scenes. What would Vin Diesel do? What would Vin Diesel do?
But see, to me, the Michael Bay films, because I see it as a big CGI, super edited film, where like in a matter of 5 seconds, there's like 10 different cuts just to kind of like cover up the CGI horribleness that is the Turtles. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you really don't know what's exactly happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just you kind of figuring that out on its own. Versus like what I liked about the originals is like it's guys in foam suits. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get
but
what
don't
you're
get me
saying.
wrong. They're not bad. I will give you that. They're not bad. I own. Shoot, my wife will sit here and laugh at me because I actually didn't buy the movie. I was gifted to them because I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so they've given them to me as gifts. But then I went and bought it because remember the
turtle shell,
the turtle shell, and then the turtle van.
Yeah.
So I've bought it 3 different times, and my wife is like, seriously, why do you keep buying these films? But it just goes to show these films were like, every time I bought them, I've only paid like what, $2, $3 for them.
Yeah, I mean they're not expensive films to buy now.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as
no, I'm just saying it's not the expensiveness; it's the the willingness for me to actually buy them again.
Yeah,
because you know that's not an easy task for me.
Yeah, you don't like upgrading your movies.
No.
once you bought it, you kind of like you're hesitant to upgrade unless it's something that you really love.
Correct. Like all the Pixar films.
Yeah, and like your Back to the Future films and
Yeah.
but see, in my opinion, as a movie, if you're looking at it from a movie critic standpoint, I think the original two films are better.
Yeah.
Two than one.
Yeah.
But I think if you're looking at it as something that personally I enjoy watching, it goes Out of the Shadows with Michael Bay as the director.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes Secret of the Ooze. Then back to the Michael Bay original. And then to the original one.
Well, yeah. Well, I understand it though, because it's your type of film. And Michael Bay plays into that, right? Where like it's like super explosions and fun. Like everything is fun. Like Michelangelo is fun.
He is hilarious.
Yes, he's fun. And another little piece of trivia. Did you notice who Leonardo in the first one was?
Define the first one.
The
original.
No. The
original Michael Bay.
Yeah, the original Michael Bay.
No.
Leonardo's Johnny Knoxville from Jackass.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is another thing that we need to address since you pointed this out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going ahead and mention it. Larry he will wholeheartedly watch the film and not put a face to the voice.
I fully envelop myself in the media. Don't word it horrible. I fully envelop myself in the media, and I don't associate it with anything else but what I'm watching. I completely let myself go into the film or the movie or the TV show, whatever it is. I don't think about if I'm watching, an actual live action movie. I'm not thinking, oh, he was in this, he was in this, he was in this, she was in that. I'm not thinking about that. But it gets worse in animated and voiceover movies like Toy Story. Y'all don't know, but E's favorite Pixar movies
are Toy Story.
Yes. So, for his birthday, one year we went to, it was last year, right? Yeah, before COVID.
No, not
2019.
last year. No, well, yeah, 2019.
Oh, yeah, 2019, I forget.
Yeah.
In 2019, we went to go watch Toy Story 4 because it came out around his birthday. So for his birthday, we went to go watch Toy Story 4 with our wives. And it was then and only then that we were sitting there watching the previews. And he goes, oh, I'm really glad they got Tim Allen and Tom Hanks back as Buzz and Woody. And I was like, Tom Hanks is Woody? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, Tim Allen is Buzz? He's like, yeah. He's like, wait, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
So I was 23.
Yeah, and he's barely like with the like. I don't even know how to explain like the sparkle in your eye. Like, what? Because you love Tim Allen.
Yes, I am a huge Tim Allen fan.
So when I tell you
I
this,
own
like,
Zoom.
Yeah, you just had like the sparkle, like a kid finding out that Santa's coming for the first time.
Oh, another great Tim Allen movie.
Yeah. So it was the funniest thing, and I was like, bro, do you really not ever pay attention to whose voices? And he's like, no. And this is a guy that loves animated movies. Like, I love animated movies, but there's some that I just never watched. Just, I don't know. We just never went through them. And he's actually had me watch a few of them.
Sorry.
Yeah. But, however, it's just funny because when I watch animated movies, and I think it all started off with Robin Williams. I think so.
With the genie?
For me, yeah. Because once Robin Williams, and they promoted the crap out of him.
Which he did not want.
Yeah, but they did it. And especially, because I remember one of my favorite, I don't like The Return of Jafar, but I love the
King of Thieves?
The King of Thieves. I can watch that over and over again. And when they promoted that film, they went crazy with returning as the genie, Robin Williams, and I was like, man, who the hell is this Robin Williams guy?
Yeah.
You know, so now I see his, because they would show him recording, and then that's when it started for me is to find out, oh, who's this actor and what else has he been in, and that's why I start going off of like, for me it was like as a kid and with my mom we would go to video stores and oh look, that's the genie. Let's see what other movies in, So it was pretty cool.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Yeah.
The voice of Archer.
Yes.
Is pretty well known.
Yes.
And if you see him, you think of two voices.
Yes.
Archer and Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Correct. Until
you told me, I had not realized that Archer and Bob from Bob's Burgers were the same actor. I'm a vehement Archer fan.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that they actually have a crossover episode.
Only in Bob's Burgers.
No. Supposedly it's an Archer.
I haven't seen it, and I own all of them.
Supposedly it's an Archer.
I think I own all of them except for season 11.
That they have where he's like, I haven't watched it, but I saw it online where supposedly it's like Archer has like this whole dream and it's him as Bob's Burger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I couldn't tell you what episode it is. Couldn't tell you none of that. If somebody knows what episode that might be, please comment.
Because I'm interested at this point.
Yeah, to show him. Because I've never actually watched a full season of Archer. I've only started it because of him, and I never finished. I'm not gonna lie.
And it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's
you've done this with a few things.
Yes, I know, but I try. I really do try, but it's just if I was never into it from the beginning, it's really hard for me to get it. Which is funny because there's certain things like Rick and Morty that I get you in, and I'm like, nah, dog, just push, and you do it, and then you adore it.
Yeah,
and I know it's kind of horrible when I don't do the same.
Well, a lot of this friendship has been based on you trying to make me watch classic movies.
Yes.
And me trying to make you watch cartoons.
Yes.
You watch cartoons.
Yeah.
But
not as much as you.
I mean,
no.
I think the biggest one that hurt me was when you had never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was bad.
Yeah. Which is funny, Nickelodeon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but
yeah.
I only didn't watch it because at the time and I've told you this, and my little sister was around that time when that was getting really popular, and I was older. I'm 5 years older than her, so I remember seeing it and thinking, I'm too cool. We all go through that phase. We all do it.
Not me, man.
I did it. And I would make fun of her. I make fun of her. So shout out to Hilda. Sorry, but you were right. I should have watched it when you were watching it. That show, and I watched it, and you made me push through it, and I got to agree, it's one of the greatest animated TV shows I've ever seen.
I told you.
But definitely that's how it's just our.
I want y'all to know that I'm reveling in this moment.
Yeah. Because
I can't tell you how many movies and TV shows he's recommended to me that I'm like, oh, I don't like it. He's like, just keep watching. Rick and Morty, for example, he brought up. I tried to watch a random episode that aired on Cartoon Network. When he told me to watch it, I was scrolling. It was on. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I hated it. I can't even tell you what episode it was, but I hated it, and I hated it vehemently.
Yeah, you told me.
And then he's like, oh, man, you got to give it another shot. So on my way to New Orleans, I decided, let me watch it. Yeah. And I started on episode 1. And I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for season 5.
But that's the whole thing about us is like we're so different that at one point or another something we agree on.
Yeah,
and
those are rare.
Yeah, it's rare. So that's why I'm really giddy that you do enjoy the Secret of the Ooze.
I don't understand why you don't like the Michael Bay movies as much.
They're fun, they're big, but I love my originals.
Is it just nostalgia?
No, because it's also the plot on, let's say, the first original Michael Bay one, right? I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't understand why April O'Neil and the whole I get it, Megan Fox, and you wanna sex her up and everything, but like if you look at the original April O'Neil, she's not
She's not special.
no,
Not special.
you know what I'm saying. But it was meant to be a friendship, and no, like they made the first movie more about April O'Neil than they did about the Turtles.
And the same could be argued with the first movie from the Turtles in the 90s. And I agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly. But
For God's sakes, she's the one that gave them their names. Get out
Yeah.
of here. Get out of here.
yeah, I didn't like that part either. I'm not going to lie.
Here.
That was a weaker point. But the first one in the 90s, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, was weaker than its counterpart as well.
What are you talking about? The first one?
OG TMNT was weaker than Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing about it, right?
Well, but the same could be said for Michael Bay 1 versus Michael Bay Out of the Shadows.
For Michael Bay Out of the Shadows, it was so crazy because they tried to do so much fan service. They brought in Crane. I forget the Fly. Oh man.
The Fly.
Yeah, man, I forgot his name.
What Fly?
He becomes a fly in the cartoon. Tyler Perry's character, Baxter Stockman.
Yeah.
He becomes a fly. You know how the other guy became a hog and
Yeah.
the other one a rhino.
We see him in Batman Under the Red Hood. No, I lied. It's not Batman Under the Red Hood. It's Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's the Fly that's working for Shredder.
Baxter Stockman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They try to do so much Krang, all this stuff. It was just so convoluted.
Okay.
It was so convoluted.
I said that about Batman. I can't remember. What's the second Batman movie? Batman Returns.
Yes, but the
And
thing
you wholeheartedly disagreed.
But the thing about this one is they, by they I mean Michael Bay, that film really didn't go anywhere.
I believe it did.
I don't
I
think
believe
so.
it was working to a third one, and the third one never happened because you finally at the end of the movie, it wasn't so much, oh, we saved the world and da 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 da. It was more, now they're a unit, they're a team, they're together, and now the cops are on their side as well. So I feel like they were setting up for a third movie,
But see,
and it didn't happen.
You're comparing so much things. You're saying Batman Returns was Catwoman, Penguin, and
Christopher Walken's
character. That's 3 characters. Let's add in the 4th, just in case. Let's say 4 characters. This you have Casey Jones. You have the 2 new characters, which is the Rhino and Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes.
Which were annoying.
Loved them.
They were so annoying.
They were hilarious.
They
were all the fart jokes.
Exactly.
Oh,
No.
Who doesn't love a good fart joke?
No, I'm sorry. and then you got Krang, Shredder, the Asian chick that's running with Shredder, Baxter Stockman. That's 7 so far, and I know I'm missing some.
Yeah, and I loved it.
Oh, the chief of police.
Yes,
8.
I knew you were gonna bring her up.
It's like so many people, and it doesn't go anywhere, and it's just so convoluted, and just mashed together. And don't get me wrong, it's a fun, action, cheesy kids film. If you look at it that way, it's a great kid. I'm not gonna lie. When I have kids, that's what they're gonna watch.
My whole thing is, I think the Turtles in the Michael Bay films were closer to the Turtles in the TV show. It was more of that comedy. It was
the second time around.
Yes, obviously.
But the second time around is when they were trying to do this whole fan service because they messed up so badly in the first one.
Yes.
They tried so hard to pull back, and they did so much that they messed it up.
But that happens time and time again with these movies. But you could also argue, like we said in the Batman episode, that they were going for an action figure sale too.
Yeah.
Because you have Bebop, Rocksteady, the new Shredder in the black get up. You have Krang, and then you have all four turtles. I mean, you're talking about, 7, 8 characters, and then Casey Jones. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If they came out with a Casey Jones action figure, and I was 10 and watching that movie, I'd want Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, man.
It was not as good as. Why did they have to pick him? Like I can't remember his name. He's from the Arrow.
Yes, that's all I know about him. I don't know his name either.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was in the Arrow till I saw the movie and I was like, who is this dude and why is he playing this character? It's horrible casting choice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like him as an actor, and I like him in the Arrow. Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
I like him in the Arrow. I did not really care for him as Casey Jones, because Casey Jones seems like a huge like a stoner kind of like, oh, I'll live in my van if I have to.
Yeah,
he's like super easygoing.
Yeah,
he's the Timon and Pumbaa of the Turtles.
Yeah,
super easygoing, and they got this ex-correctional guard.
Yeah, and then like with a really weird accent.
And he wanted to have a backstory, like, oh yeah, my dad was a detective, and I've always wanted to be. No one cares. Again, it's not about you.
They cram so much.
Yeah. No one cares. It's not about you.
No.
Like, Casey, all you're supposed to do is like be friends with Mikey and date.
Dude, you have no idea. When I heard that the Technodrome... No, when I saw the trailer and I saw the Technodrome assembling, I was like, oh, man.
Excitement.
I'm hype. And then I went to go watch the movie and I'm like, why? Why couldn't it have just been Krang? Why did it have to be all these characters? You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you that if they had done the first movie or the second movie with Bebop and Rocksteady and just them, just fighting
and
them,
maybe just tease Krang,
and tease Krang at the end,
yeah,
and then come with the third and they do Krang, much better films.
Yeah,
but that being said, I'm sorry, sound guy. I know I just hit the hard B, but the second movie's comedy and how the turtles were comedic off of each other, it won my heart.
I get it, because you do tend to go towards more of the, I hate to say it, but like kiddie friendly.
Yes.
Like, in my face, I don't want to think about it too much. It's just, things are happening. Cool. Does it look cool? Does it sound cool? Does it make me laugh?
Yes.
Good. And I appreciate the original Turtles, because not only were they fun when they needed to be fun, but they were serious where they needed to be fun, gritty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just something about the originals. And I'm not gonna I'm not dogging the Michael Bay films. They are fun for what they are. My kids, I literally have 4 copies of the same film. You best believe they're gonna watch it. Hands down, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. But I still
now
will debate that they're originals.
I know we weren't planning on talking about this.
Are you bringing up the animated one?
Do you want to bring up the animated one?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've only seen it once, so I'm not gonna be as fresh. But I do like it.
But do you like it more than the Michael Bay films?
Yes.
That was my main question.
Yes.
I love the animated film.
And we're talking about TMNT.
Yes, TMNT.
TMNT.
There's no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It says TMNT. Right. And I think that one is my favorite above all of the other Turtles movies.
Well, it's because with animation they get to do so much and get away with a lot more because they're able to do exactly what we want, right? Which is to kind of go back to the cartoon.
Yes.
Which is funny because
Especially for me.
I like the graphic novels, and if you ever pay attention to the graphic novels, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nada que ver, nothing compared
To the cartoon.
to the cartoon.
So
The cartoon was a toy grab.
This makes me want to bring up another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I know we've both seen, but it's not just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Batman versus TMNT. Which was great. I think that version of the Turtles, if they could translate that into a live action film, is perfection.
Yeah, and even if it's the thing a lot of people complain about, and I'm not even gonna complain too much about the CGI, the way they look. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. They're mutants. They're supposed to be in a sense deformed.
Not all turtle, not all human.
Exactly.
In between.
Yeah. So I don't mind it, but what I do mind is that they really like went heavy on like the fact that Donatello has so much stuff everywhere.
Yeah. They carry a lot of gear.
Yes. For no reason. Which
they didn't in the originals.
And any version of
But in the later cartoons, they do carry a lot of stuff. Like, I was disappointed not to see Mikey with the skateboard in the originals.
No, he does have the skateboard.
But not like he does in the newer ones.
I've never seen the newer cartoon.
I've watched bits
I've only watched the 80s, the original 80s, and that's it. Yeah. As far as cartoons. I know they've remade them like 4 times. Man, I've even seen... I don't even think you even watched this, but when they did the live action TV show...
No, I did not watch that.
Oh, man. We one day have to look it up. And just so you can watch, because they did a crossover with the Power Rangers. 90s goodness at its best.
Oh, that's another franchise.
Wait a minute. In the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show, there was a girl turtle.
What?
Long lost from like Japan.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man, that would be interesting.
Yeah, we have to watch.
Is it their sister?
Yes.
Oh, that makes it less interesting.
Yeah, because you're trying to see if they're gonna boink.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no.
I want to see like.
No.
Baby TMNT.
Boobies on the shells and everything.
What?
Yes, it's hilarious. One day we gotta look it up. I'm telling you, we gotta watch at least that one episode with the crossover.
Yeah, I mean, for sure now.
You would laugh your ass off.
For sure now. And I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the 80s versions not to hold up. And they did. I enjoyed them. I will watch one and two.
What you talking about? The 90s one?
Yeah, the 90s, I'm sorry, I said 80s, I was thinking of the cartoon.
Yeah.
The 90s movies, Secret of the Ooze, and is the first one just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah. Well, the movie. Yeah, but yes.
But I was expecting them not to hold up, because I don't know if you've watched the Power Rangers recently.
Oh yes.
Not the movie.
Oh, yes.
The TV show.
Oh, no. I stopped watching the TV show after... I was a 90s kid, so of course I was into Power Rangers.
No, but not the new one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I stopped watching after Turbo. Once Turbo and the movie The Turbo came out, I was like, oh, bro.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's over.
But I was Power Rangers Space, Power Rangers, what was it? Ninja, Power Rangers, of course, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was
Dino?
Neo. I was into all of that. No, Dino was later because I remember that was.
Because I think I watched an episode of Dino, but I think
like
I
a
was
black
like,
one, right?
I think it was like 8, and it was like 2003.
Yeah, no, that's way after my time.
I was 8, so it was appropriate.
Yeah,
you would have been what, 15 at that time?
Yeah,
it's a little old for Power Rangers.
Yeah, but I'm in all fairness, I'm 32 and I still watch the original. I watched the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
By all means, it needs a 4K release.
Yeah, I'm happy that I got a Blu-ray.
That's true. It just came out on Blu-ray.
It just came out on Blu-ray
a couple years ago.
Yeah. So
because
I'm
I
excited
got it
for
on
that.
launch day. Yeah, but I mean, if you watch the original Power Rangers show, it does not hold up.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it when they put it on Netflix. Oh my goodness. I could not make it through one episode.
I'm sorry, what episode?
Of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, I actually watched it.
Oh,
and you're right. It doesn't hold up, but nostalgia. Nostalgia for a 90s kid.
No, but I watched it.
No, I get it, but you're saying it's like it doesn't hold up.
I watched it when I was 5.
Yeah.
And I think I watched it on, I can't remember if someone had the VHS copies.
Yeah.
Or if someone had the DVD copies. Because it was right around that time where both were out.
It was probably VHS.
I think it was VHS copies of the TV show.
Yeah.
That I was watching. Because I was 5 and I don't know, fun fact about Power Rangers. It got taken off the air because of a Japanese cartoon that was easily animated and easily voiced over, known as Pokemon.
Yeah.
And, I mean, so that's the only reason I was able to watch it. Was because someone had copies of it. So, I mean, I'm nostalgic for it. But I could not sit through it.
Dude, I when it was on... Matter of fact, I think it's certain ones are still added on my list. But the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when it was on Netflix, for sure. I watched it like crazy. I remember going through it, and I remember my little sister being like, "Are you serious? You're trying to watch that again?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm watching this. I'm watching it till I can get to the Green Ranger, because of course everybody wanted to be the Green and White Ranger, Tommy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody at my age had a crush on Kimberly. Yes, and the fact that she still looks the same, bro.
I know.
She still looks the same. She was in the cameo for the new Power Rangers film. Yeah. She looks exactly the same.
Yeah, she's got that Eminem aging style.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Still beautiful as ever. Amy Jo, I think is her real name.
I believe so.
Something like that.
But, I mean, I will be watching at least Secret of the Ooze once a year. At least once a year I will watch Secret of the Ooze.
But see, now I want to say one thing about this conversation, you guys. I hope have noticed by this time that we are very, very, I guess you can call ADD.
Yeah, we're bouncing around talkers.
We definitely go from one subject to another because we've known each other for so long that at this point we just kind of go. Yeah. So we apologize. We understand we go off topic, but we definitely try to keep it back. As of right now, we want to give a special shout out to our sound engineer because he gives us little hints with his face like, "Yo, man, y'all are going way off."
Yeah, we're getting the eye.
Yeah, we get the eye. Our sound engineer, special thanks, Carlos Roque. Honestly, you guys, we wouldn't know what to do, how to upload, how to do any of this stuff if it wasn't for him. So more than love, applause for this guy. Yeah. I would applaud, but he would get mad because it's gonna make sounds on the microphone.
Yeah, that'd be kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yes, so but definitely big shout outs. Thank you, cuz he is my cousin. So thank you, cuz. Yes. It means a lot. But we definitely jump around. But as far as the Secret of the Ooze, man, I agree. I can watch that. Actually, I will tell you time and time again, Carlos, every time he comes here, I put it on here.
Yeah.
I put it on. Matter of fact, you were on my voodoo list.
Yes.
I was watching it not that long ago.
Yeah. And, I mean, just another question for viewers. Leave a comment. How long do you want these episodes to be? Because right now we're shooting for about an hour. Yeah. And so when we hit movies, like TMNT, where it's mainly about the original 3. Yeah. It's really what we're talking about because those were the ones that I really hadn't watched.
Yeah.
That's mainly what we were talking about. So it's harder to get an hour discussing those movies because we're really not breaking movies down. We're just discussing difference of opinions on movies from someone who is nostalgic to them to someone who
fresh.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
And so leave a comment. How long do you think an episode should be? What's a comfortable length to listen? Because we're interested. We've never done this before.
Yes. An hour to us is something that we just a goal that we want to meet. But if it's too much, you're more than welcome to tell us, and we can lower it down or try to lower it down because we like to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely are no strangers to talking at all.
But next episode, we're gonna do another one that I'm gonna get a lot of flack.
Yes.
For not watching. I've never seen Ghostbusters. Any of them. Keep in mind, any of them. I've never seen the original two, and I obviously haven't watched what I've heard is a horrible remake. I've never watched them. I didn't watch the animated show. I've heard it's great. I didn't watch. I know nothing about. I know Slimer and Bill Murray's in it. That's all I know.
Did you drink the Ecto Slimer?
No.
Hi-C?
No.
Oh man.
And if I did, I just thought it was green Hi-C.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'd never watched Ghostbusters.
See, that I'm excited for because you're basically going in as fresh can be on a classic.
Yes.
These movies are no doubtedly one of the biggest comedy classics.
I just want to point out that my own mother is surprised by movies that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you raised me.
Yeah.
I spent lots of summers home alone with you.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make me watch these?
Yes.
But still, I get surprised. Oh, you haven't seen this? What? That's crazy. How have you not watched this? Yeah. I don't know, Mom. It was just me and you. Why didn't we watch this?
Correct. But there are movies, I'm not going to lie, you guys. There are some movies that are known classics, and me and his wife have tried to get him to watch, and he refuses to do. So I'm trying to convince him to do at least what I'm trying to call the refusal episode, which is going to force him to watch these movies that he refuses to watch.
Yes.
And then comment whether he liked or not. Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to give these full-blown like critic reviews. Obviously, we're not critics. I'm just a guy that seriously loves movies. Even some really bad movies, I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
We are planning an episode on that as well.
Yes.
Our guilty pleasure movies.
Yes, because I have some really bad guilty pleasure movies, and we'll go through them one of these days. But we definitely... I'm no critic, and Larry is less of a critic.
Yeah,
because he didn't know Tim Allen was Buzz Lightyear. Okay, so you definitely know this guy is just in it to watch it.
Hey, he didn't growl. That's not my fault.
But we definitely want to get him to open up and be like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, he understand references, understand people that's going on, and like appreciate what they're doing in movies. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Which is funny because he appreciates certain actors, but just other things just go over his head. So that's this whole thing. It's just a little mini adventure that we're going on, and I hope y'all enjoy it because we're enjoying it, at least.
Yeah, I mean. But we both know that I'm more animated and comedy based.
Correct.
So give me some slack.
Yes, correct. Correct.
But like I said, next episode we will be doing Ghostbusters, all three. The original two, from what I heard, is the golden standard, and then the subpar, not even on the platform.
But maybe you like. You'll see.
It's a Melissa McCarthy movie.
Yeah.
I probably won't.
Yeah. You never know.
She's been a letdown.
I'm just saying, you got to be open-minded.
I will
be open-minded.
You know I will be, but I'm just letting the people know I'm not a big fan of her.
Yeah.
She's let me down too many times. All right, so until next time, this is the Added to the List podcast with
Evelio
and Larry. Thank you for listening.
joining.